Dear students, today we are going to discuss about water resources of Karnataka. In previous video, we have discussed about east flowing rivers of Karnataka. Now we are going to discuss about west flowing rivers of Karnataka. Now, let us see the west flowing rivers of Karnataka. In that, let us study about the west flowing rivers. Many rivers rise in Malnad, flow westwards, and join the Arabian Sea. For example, the Sharavati, Kali, Gangavalli, or Bedti and Netravati, Varahi, Agnasini, etc. So these are the rivers which originate in Malnad region. It means Malnad region is the land of many rivers which originate there. Now you can see in the map here the yellow color circles which place indicates the birthplace of these rivers. They flow down steep slopes and create waterfalls. My dear students, you might have a question in your mind that why don't east flowing rivers create a waterfalls? Why west flowing rivers only create a waterfalls? Because west flowing rivers are flowing in a steep slopes. Due to that, many waterfalls have been created in west flowing rivers. They also helps to produce hydroelectric power. Then what do you mean by hydroelectric power? Power which is generated with the help of water, that power can be termed as hydroelectric power. Now let us see Jogpal, which is a world famous and biggest falls in India. It is the highest waterfall in India which has 293 meters. Now let us see some other important waterfalls of Karnataka. One among them is Gokak, which was created on Ghataprabha river. Another Bananje, which was created on Netravati. Unchalli on Agnasini, Chaya Bhagavati on Don river, Chunchunukatte, Simsha, Gaganachukki, Barachukki on Kaveri river, Makudu waterfall on Betti river. These are the important rivers which have been created by west flowing rivers due to the steep slopes of Malnad. Now, dear students, in this slide, we are going to discuss about irrigation in Karnataka. Then, what is irrigation? If we supply water artificially to the agriculture land, that is called as irrigation. So, that is the artificial supply of water for agriculture is called irrigation. Why do we need irrigation? This question arises here because India is a country which experiences irregular and uneven rain. So we can say that monsoon is gambling with the farmer in India so that we need a irrigation in such areas where we receive very less rainfall. Now let us see here. It is essential for the development of agriculture in places where the distribution of rainfall is uneven and irregular. It means most of the part and entire India does not receive same quantity of rain. Due to that, we have to depend on irrigation. It has been an ancient practice in Karnataka to carry on farming through the different sources of irrigation. From ancient time in our country, we have been using a different form of irrigations. It may be well irrigation, canal irrigation and tank irrigation. These are the main sources of irrigation. Now, let us see here. In early days, wells were dug in villages for the purpose of irrigation. Later, the practice of constructing canals to supply water from rivers for farming was started. In ancient time, when there was no idea of constructing canals, we were using wells for irrigation purpose. Our farmers were digging the land and they constructing wells and what water is collecting in that well, that water they are supplying through pipelines or through pumps to the irrigation land or agriculture land. So this kind of irrigation was called as well irrigation. But later on, a practice of constructing tanks or canals came into existence. By constructing canals, we collect the water and through the rivers and supply to the agriculture land. And after canals, we have tanks in Karnataka. Many big tanks can be seen in Karnataka. For example, Shanti Sagara, which is at Sulekere in Davangere district. The wells dug in Kalburgi district during the 11th century, the Tungabhadra canals of the time of Vijayanagara Empire. So these are the other kind of irrigation facilities. And other one is Vani Vilasa Sagara and Krishnaraja Sagara Dam constructed by Mysore kings are milestones in the development of irrigation in Karnataka. As we discussed, this irrigation was started in ancient time in our country, in our state. From Mysore, there was a Krishnaraja Sagara Dam and Vani Vilasa Sagara Dam, which were constructed by Mysore kings. These were the milestones in the development of irrigation. At present, in our state, we have both river water and underground water are used for irrigation. Nearly 26.2% of the cultivable land is under irrigation facility in Karnataka. It means out of 100% of cultivable land, just 26.2% of cultivable land came under the irrigation facility. And remaining part is not under irrigation facility due to many reasons. Karnataka has occupies the ninth position in India with regard to irrigation. In irrigation, Karnataka has a ninth position, that means ninth rank in India, which has a highest irrigation. That Raichur district has the largest area under canal irrigation in the state. My dear students, entire Karnataka does not have canal irrigation. Some districts of state have highest canal irrigation, some have medium, some have least, and some district totally have no canal irrigation. So let us see. One is Raichur district, which has the highest canal irrigation in the state. In tank irrigation, Simuga is in the highest. Then, whereas Belagavi district has the maximum well irrigation facilities. So, different districts have a different kind of irrigation facilities. One is Raichur in canal irrigation, Simuga in tank irrigation, and Belagavi in well irrigation. In recent times, the number of tube wells has increased. You might have seen anywhere or around your place, around your cultivable lands, and you can see in the slide there tube wells. These have increased nowadays. When the land under irrigation is taken into consideration, when we consider the total irrigation land, Belgavi district occupies the first position. It means Belgavi district has the highest irrigation facilities. In contrast, opposite to that, Kodagu district occupies the last position. A very least irrigation facility is available in Kodagu district. Then the main canal irrigation projects of Karnataka. Let us see the main canal irrigation projects of the states are Krishnaraja Sagara, Tungabhadra, Hemavati, Kavini, Harangi, Pani Vilasa Sagara, Upper Krishna project that is Almatti, Narayanapura, Malaprabha, Karanja, Bennetora, Hippargi barrages, Bhadra projects, etc. These are the important canal irrigation projects of state. Now, hydroelectric power. Now, let me explain you first what is hydroelectric power. Already I have mentioned it. The power which is generated by collecting a water with the help of water. That kind of power can be termed as a hydroelectric power. You can see in the slide the hydropower plant. The credit for successful generation of hydroelectric power for the first time in India goes to Karnataka. In entire country, we Karnataka people are the first who had produced hydroelectric power. Coal or petroleum are not available in our state. There are rivers which can provide sufficient power for the whole state. Rivers flowing towards the west are most suitable for power generation than the rivers flowing towards the east. My dear students, west flowing rivers are very important and they are very useful in the hydroelectric power generation and creating waterfalls because as we discussed already, they are flowing very steep slope. That is why it is very easy to produce hydroelectric power with the help of west flowing rivers. The hydroelectric power stations at Sivanasamudra was established in 1902 to supply power to the Kolar gold mines, that is KGF. So this is the first hydroelectric power station in Karnataka or in India also we can say. This project was across constructed on river Kaveri. So this project was constructed across Kaveri river. At short distance away from it, the second hydro power station was established on Simsha river in 1940. The Mahatma Gandhi hydroelectric power station was established in 1947 near Jog Falls on Sharavati River to fulfill the increased demand for hydroelectric power from state. Later, many more hydroelectric power stations have been established in our country under a 5-year plans. As a result of these developments, Karnataka ranks first in the generation of hydroelectric power in India. So Karnataka got highest hydroelectric power stations. That is why we are the people who are producing highest power through the help of water, that is hydroelectric power. The main hydroelectric power projects of Karnataka, let us see Sivanasamudra, Simsa, both are on Kaveri River, Sharavati, Linganamakki, Geresoppa, and Mahatma Gandhi hydroelectric power station on Sharavati River, Suppa, Nagazari, Kadra, Kodasali on Kali River, Varahi, Manakanvi on Varahi River, Bhadra, Tungabhadra, Ghattaprabha, and Almatti on Krishna River. So these are the important hydroelectric power stations of state. Now, water disputes, river water disputes. There have been conflicts, there have been problem arise between states regarding share of water. Many rivers in India flow through more than one state. This has given rise to disputes regarding the use of river water. My dear students, it is quite common that when river flows more than one state and both states are having misunderstanding, they might have many conflicts. So they start to arouse disputes regarding the use of river water. The Kaveri water dispute and Krishna water disputes in Karnataka are of this kind. So in Karnataka, we have very importantly two rivers, which one is Kaveri, another one is Krishna, and both rivers have a disputes. The catchment area of the river Kaveri is spread in Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Puducherry. It means Kaveri River flows through four states. It originates in Karnataka but flows to Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Puducherry. The river water dispute between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu is more than a century old, yet it is a burning issue even today. So, water dispute, Kaveri water dispute issue is a century year old. Still today, we are not capable to resolve that problem. Still, it is a burning issue in Karnataka and in India. The Krishna River, it also flows through different states. We can see Maharashtra, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. Krishna River originates in Mahabaleshwaram, Maharashtra and it flows through Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and joins Bay of Bengal. This also given rise to the water disputes. Thank you, my dear students. Here is a completion of this water resources of Karnataka. If you might have any doubts, you can comment me, you can message me. I will try to rectify, I will try to resolve your problems.